first weekend of the 2025 MLB season saw players getting drilled in the face, teams coasting through undefeated, and all-stars making their healthy returns. So let's recap it all in today's video, brought to you by YouTube's subscribe button. Click it. The Rays and Rockies didn't play on Thursday, so I would be remiss if I didn't start off with them in this video. If you're wondering why I'm showing footage from a minor league game, I'm not. The Rays' home at Tropicana Field was damaged during Hurricane Milton. Luckily for them, their boss, Hal Steinbrenner, was generous enough to let the Rays use the Yankees spring training complex for the entire season. It only seats 11,000, but hey, that's 11,000 more subscribers than I have. We pick it up in the top of the third with Ezekiel Tovar giving the Rockies their first run of the season. After a scoreless day from Kyle Freeland, the Rays would tie it in the seventh and set the stage for a concessions worker named Cameron Misner to walk it off for Tampa. Now that I've shown every team's first game on the channel, I'm just going to be running through the notable ones. If you're pissed that I don't show your team, just let me know in the comments and I'll be sure not to show them again in the next video. The Blue Jays showed some resilience as they beat the Orioles after being embarrassed on opening day. But Orioles fans were pleased to see Jackson Holliday get his first one out. That was basically all they could scrap off a fresh Kevin Gausman. The Jays put up a 5-run fourth inning and everyone was getting involved in the action. Ended up being an 8-2 victory when it wrapped. A storyline on Friday was Rangers' former first-round pick, Jack Leiter, getting his first big league win against the Red Sox, tossing 5 innings of 1-run ball. A pair of hits from Berger and Young gave the Rangers a 3-run lead they would go on to win with. Mark Vientos and Jesse Winker got the Mets on the board. Nobody gave a damn about them after the world's highest paid hitter cracked his first one out for the Mets. Now he only has 10,000 more to go for that contract to be half worth it. Strong day for the Mets bullpen, and they shut the door for a 3-1 W. We had some late night developments out west. F. Tatis got the Padres on the board in the first, until MLB's best driver, Marcell Ozuna, knocked in a pair in the third. Braves went back and forth with San Diego until my man Jake hit one to the Chrome Zone to seal it for the Padres. Too bad for the Padres, the evil empires in their division, and after the Tigers disrespected the Dodgers for too long, they put up a 5-run 10th inning and started off the year 4-0. Saturday was all about the Yankees. Nestor had his revenge game, but it was ruined by this leadoff homer from Goldschmidt on the first pitch. It's okay because Nestor would throw a ball to Bellinger. Just kidding, Cody goes deep on the very next pitch. Now he can't be that stupid, so obviously he's just going to throw a ball in the dirt. Maybe he is, as Judge crushes one on, you guessed it, the very next pitch. First time in history that's happened. Up and down debut in pinstripes for Max Fried, but the Yankees' 5 errors didn't help either. The Bronx Bombers would go on to put up 20 runs on the day. Go check out my YouTube short on the controversy over their newly designed bats. Apart from this one, there were a load of tight games on Saturday. The Guardians were back in action against the Royals, and franchise player Bobby Witt Jr. put Kansas City in front of Cleveland in the end. Guardians fans were holding their breath when Jose Ramirez left the game after an awkward slide, but he is only day-to-day after x-rays were negative. Another 1-run game in Cincinnati, and Justin Verlander's Giants debut was spoiled by CES's solo homer to give the Reds the edge over San Fran. The Marlins' second win of the season was secured in extras by someone named Dane Myers, who hit a walk-off single. Going out to Houston, Air Jordan lifted the Astros over the Mets 2-1, with Josh Hader saving the Stros' narrow victory. But the closest game of the night was in San Diego. If you had the over, you obviously didn't think it through very well, with only 1 run scored the entire game thanks to Yuli Gurriel. After Tanner Scott moved on to LA in the offseason, it was Adrian Morejon tasked with clinching the victory and shutout. Fine. Before I move on to Sunday, I will talk about the A's. They won 4-2 against the Mariners. There you go, let's move on. At last, we had our first hints of a brawl this season when Guardians closer Emmanuel Clase hit Jonathan India in the face. No tempers flared during the game, but Royals first baseman Vinny Pasquantino pointed out the prior pitch that was also up and in, something the cutter-heavy Clase rarely does. Good news is, India was back in the lineup on Monday. Surprisingly, the Nats took down Aaron Nola and the Phillies to get their first win of the season, with Josh Bell's 3-run homer jump-starting the Nationals. Let's see if they can be the best of the worst as the year goes on. It was a new day and another massacre of the Brewers thanks to the Bronx Bombers, and both Judge and Chisholm went deep again. One way to make up for a banged up staff is to score a boatload of runs so that even Tiny Tim can pitch for the win. And the Yanks are doing just that. Something you don't see every day is a team walking off for their first 3 wins. The Marlins took it upon themselves to make this happen, and this time it was actually a Pirates player winning the game for them with David Bednar's wild pitch. Don't look now, but the Cardinals are 3-0. A flurry of long bombs from the Birds sent Minnesota packing. Unfortunately for Cardinals fans, it's only a matter of time until this team drives off a cliff in August to miss the playoffs. Somebody needs to tell Rafael Devers that if you talk the talk, you need to walk the walk. After refusing to change positions for Alex Bregman, he has begun his year by striking out 10 times in total. No doubt one of the worst starts you can have. In his defense, there was an alien on the mound for Texas. Somehow we forgot about Jacob deGrom, and he was back to his old ways, making hitters look silly. Due to pitch count, he would only go 5, but struck out 6 and the Rangers win. Left out the Cubs and D-backs the past few days, so let's check in with their series. Dansby Swanson got the Cubs on the board with a long shot out to center field. It would take until the 6th inning for Arizona to score one of their 10 runs, and Josh Naylor finally secured the comeback with this double. Closing with Sunday Night Baseball between the Braves and Padres, a few RBI doubles from San Diego was all Nick Pivetta needed to keep the Bravos at bay. In his stellar 7-inning team debut, he only gives up 1 hit without walking a soul, and the Padres refused to let the Dodgers coast to a division win by starting out the year 4-0 for the first time since 1984. So what were your favorite moments from our first weekend of 2025? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll leave you with a quick promo and the end screen. Subscribe and stay tuned for shorts dropping all the time in our next recap video on Friday. Cheers.
To purchase any of the products on screen, use the links in the description.